Hi everyone, and welcome to sunny California for the Anaheim Grand Prix, where the top foil fencers from around the world are vying for the top prize tonight. I'm alongside Jeff Buchans. I'm Iris Zimmerman. So Jeff, what does this Grand Prix mean for the run-up to Tokyo?
Well, first of all, Iris, it's hard to believe we're just a little bit over a year away from Tokyo 2020. And this is the last Grand Prix before the qualifying season begins. And these fencers are looking to cement their position in the standings with an eye on gold in Tokyo. On the men's side, the fencer to watch is defending world champion from Italy, Alessio Facconi. He dodged the bullet in the round of 32, just beating Jeffrey Torretta of the United States 15-14. Facconi is the fencer to watch. But on the women's side, you're in for a treat, as world number one, Ina Deriglazova of Russia, and world number two, Alice Volpi of Italy, are on opposite sides of the bracket. Look for them to meet for the gold tonight.
Thanks, Jeff. And now we go to a third member of our team, Harry Chikma, with a special guest.
What a night, a special occasion, and standing alongside a very special gentleman, the president of the United States Fencing Association, the vice president of the International Fencing Federation, Don Anthony. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Another fantastic event, and we have a great night ahead of us, don't we?
We absolutely do. We've got some of the best fencers in the world. We've got the Italians well represented, the Russians well represented. You've got Korea and a couple of other countries as well.
And what makes this event so special? We are back here in Anaheim for another year. Why choosing this venue? What is so great about this part of California?
Well, everybody wants to come to density. So one of the things that we always like is the fact it's a great weather. But this event's so special because it's one of the 9 most important events in the world from the international calendar. And to be able to host it here in sunny California, people like coming here.
And Team USA well represented. Tell us about, the quality of competition coming from the red, white, and blue.
Well, the quality of the competition is great. Racing Bowden's was #1 in the world coming in. We didn't have a great day today, but it was still a very, very talented pool.
And coming up after this event, we have the Olympic qualifying event. So this one's getting them ready for the big show.
Everybody is positioning. They're qualifying for the world team. What you do in the world championships launches you to be on the Olympic team, and the placing that's required for you to be successful and get those medals that we all want.
Well, Don, this wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you so much for helping to make this possible.
Appreciate it.
Don Anthony, the president of USA Fencing, putting on a great show tonight. Much more coming up here from Anaheim. We'll be right back after this.
These two seasoned fencers are the two superstars, been 1 and 2 for the past 2 seasons. They're going to be matching up tonight. The last time they matched up in Cairo at the Cairo World Cup earlier this month, Deriglazova won 15-7. Most of their encounters, Deriglazova, 9 out of 11 times, she's been the victor. So it's really on Volpi tonight to change things up and change the tide.
Deriglazova has her game face on.
I don't expect this bout to be a high-scoring match right away.
The referee says attack touche from the right, but it's attack au fer on the blade. Deriglazova likes to take the blade. As we've seen tonight, a lot of the fencers like to attack after taking the blade.
It's interesting to see Volpi kind of not herself on the piece. Usually she's daring, taking over the attack, and here she's just kind of waiting it out a little bit.
Attack is short, then there's parry and riposte by Deriglazova on the right. Parry and riposte right to the chest.
Counter riposte from Dereglazova on the right off target. So far, Volpe has not been able to get inside of Dereglazova.
Dereglazova takes it away. This is the first time I think she's been in the lead in one of the bouts we've seen. Volpe, in my opinion, needs to not be afraid to be herself. She still needs to fence at her tempo and her game. I think she's just a little too close.
Well, one thing is for sure at the outset of this bout, Dereglazova has owned Volpe with counter riposte. She's just really hitting her at will. Dereglazova actually looked for the counter riposte in that. She's almost setting up that action. Beat attack, parry, riposte no, and then the final riposte on the left, off target. On the leg.
I really think that Volpe's fencing Dereglazova's game and at her pace. And I'm not really sure if I can see what she's trying to set up. And like I said, they've faced each other so many times. They have a very clear and set plan of what they're going to do against each other. But I don't really know. I guess Volpe, that's the action she wants, just a straight lunge.
Just a straight beat attack there by Volpe. And gets off the schneid for her first touch. Again, the counter riposte. That's the third or fourth time we've seen that right at the beginning of the bout. So Dereglazova clearly feels that action.
That's a typical Volpe action. A nice attack, and I think she was kind of hesitant to do that and wanting to hit on some sort of straight action. Now, here.
Well, she scored both of her touches on the attack.
Really nice long attack.
Without giving Dereglazova the blade, because Dereglazova has owned the blade so far with the counter riposte.
I mean, it looks like Volpe actually puts it out there for her to take.
No, what happened there, Dereglazova again made the counter riposte. This time it missed. Volpe's remise of her first riposte had the right of way and hit, and then Dereglazova hit on the remise of her counter riposte. I believe the referee will change this one.
Volpe will have asked for her first video review. Each one of them have 2 per bout.
Here comes the referee. Parry riposte, change the action to the left.
There it is. In the replay, it's Volpe with the last action.
Beautiful parry riposte by Dereglazova.
I think part of it is Volpe. I've seen her fence Dereglazova and miss with her attacks, and I almost think, not that she's hesitant, but I think she doesn't want to launch those big attacks too often.
It must be frustrating for Volpe because Dereglazova has been owning her blade so far. It's frustrating because whatever you do something, Dereglazova's waiting.
So Volpe makes a nice short attack. I think she's mixing it up, trying to figure out her tactics, mixing it up with short actions and longer actions against Dereglazova, and keeping the score low and manageable.
Dereglazova has not really been making long attacks. She's almost making a short attack, letting Volpe.
Volpe there with the parry post.
And then
tying it up 5-5.
Yeah. Watch the attack on the right. Parry riposte. Boom. Parry. Ooh.
That was so close.
Very
Almost
close.
She moved it right off the chest.
Yeah, almost hit before the parry.
Volpe makes a short attack, misses. Derglazova hits. Oh, a mass cord has come off. Testing the weapon.
Takes the lead. Again, does Derglazova.
Volpe wants to change her weapon. A good time to kind of change the momentum. We've seen this a couple times. Change the weapon to change the momentum.
So in the first half of the bout, Derglazova was very successful on making a short attack with no real intent of scoring, allowing Volpe to parry it and make her riposte, with Derglazova purely waiting for the riposte to come and make counter riposte. She was making an intentional second intention attack, not even trying to score, and that was very successful. Let's see if she goes back to that. That time she made an attack on the blade. She tried to hit, and she hit.
Head by 2 now. Volpe returning the attack, hitting off target. This time Volpe can't take the parry. It's too close to the chest. And Derglazova makes the hit, pulling away 8-5.
So she's made 2 direct attacks in a row, Derglazova. Forget the counter riposte. She says, I'm going to hit you in the first action.
I think, again, it'll be a mix for Volpe with long attack actions with short actions now. Short lunge here, I'm thinking.
Not just attack, beat attack. Derglazova likes to attack with the blade.
Does she like the blade, Jeff?
She likes the blade.
So Volpe answers with the remise, 6-8. A lot of close actions. Volpe is not, usually she goes right off from the guard line and attacks, but here she's just keeping the distance very close and playing a very close to the chest game.
It's probably not so easy for her to make her exploding attacks because you're up against the best in the world who's waiting for it. Derglazova likes to make that upward beat sometimes when she takes the blade.
Another counterattack action, closing the gap, 7-8 for Volpe.
And that's 2 touches in a row where Volpe hit on the counterattack. Let's watch Derglazova on the right. Here comes the attack. Missing, and Volpe hits in the counterattack. So if I'm Derglazova, I'm going to think twice before I make that straight attack again.
Volpe did a nice job of that Italian half step back to draw her, making Derglazova think the distance was longer than she thought. Volpe only has one, I believe she has one more video or 2. Jeff?
I'm not sure how many more videos she has, but on this action,
she's using one now. Just, she wants the attack.
The referee says Volpe's attack stopped, and that gave the right of way to Derglazova on the right. Hey, look, we can watch the replay screen ourselves here. Referee says put the mask on, as per the rules.
That's Andrzej Witkowski of Poland. Still sees it as an attack. Volpe loses her video.
And
it does seem like Derglazova is coming forward first.
yeah, she started the attack. Ooh, and the point just glanced off the flank there, but it counted. So when you're saying she's reacting, she's provoking Derglazova and waiting for her action?
Yeah, and she's just kind of seeing which one am I going to do now. And here's the attack Volpe does. She's not Volpe where she forces an action to happen. She's more waiting to see and then making the action depending on what Derglazova is doing.
And there's the counter riposte that we talked about.
Jeff, does Derglazova like the blade?
She likes the blade, but here she hadn't used that action since the first half of the bout. That's the first time she scored. Watch, the attack is short. Beat attack, counter riposte, and she hits directly in the chest. Short, parried, almost like letting it be parried, and then counter riposte.
a little too close to make her action. Volpe hesitates, and Dereglazova is able to capitalize on a mistake. That's the thing, is it's the game of who makes the less mistakes.
Well, that was too easy a touch for Dereglazova. Straight lunge. Same thing, another attack from Dereglazova.
And she pulls away in the lead with 4 touches.
Such a hard-fought bout to 10-8. Now all of a sudden 2 relatively easy attacks in the middle. It's 12-8.
Oh, that was a nice touch. I haven't seen her land a flick on Dereglazova this bout except for that touch.
Well, that was a really nice touch by Volpe. Let's see if she does it again.
Checking the weapon. Volpe now within 2 to tie it up.
It works. Touch for the left.
The last time they fenced in Cairo, the bout score was 15-7, and a lot of their bouts are very similar to that, 15-7. Volpe's really coming in closer.
Oh, it's a big touch right now.
Who's got the parry? Come on, Jeff.
Well, listen, if I had to guess, the very last action was a parry post from Dereglazova on the right. But that was fast. The referee, to his credit, immediately went to the replay and said, let me take a look at this.
Right. We see the replay here. Parry.
Parry or post.
Parry and 2 remises.
Well, that actually, on the second shot, looking at that one, I would almost say it was Volpe's. It's Dereglazova's remise that hit. Let's see what the referee says. That was a toughie.
And again, the referee is Witkowski of Poland making the call.
No one's going to be happy on this call.
Someone will.
Someone will be very unhappy on this call.
Parry post Dereglazova.
Well, Iris, that was my first gut reaction, but I watched the replay, I wasn't so sure. And that was a huge touch because all of a sudden now it's 13-10.
It's hard with the replay we have because they're all different kind of angles, and he has the proper angle to make the call. And nobody used video there. The referee went to the video by himself to review.
Now, Dereglazova has scored 2 very simple straight lunge attacks on Volpe's preparation. Let's see if she can do it again.
That was a really nice action. Volpe kind of pushed and made a simple action. And I just love this upper level fencing because everything is so simple.
Volpe pushing.
Wow. Volpe within 1 to tie, 12-13, 2 touches in a row. Really nice actions. Dereglazova always able to answer.
Here's Volpe on the left. Parry. Riposte misses.
And remise.
Almost looked like Volpe set that up saying, I'll let you take my blade and I'm going to step in with the remise. Almost as if it was an intentional tactic. Big
touch here for Volpe if she can tie it up, or if Dereglazova can make it within 1.
So Volpe is pushing. Dereglazova is allowing her to be pushed. Let's see if Dereglazova makes a surprise tactic and attacks early in Volpe's preparation.
Not there. Volpe's able, big touch right here, Jeff, tying it at 13-13. Here's where the bout begins.
Dereglazova there took a little mental break, made a counterattack on a very crucial touch. Volpe gets full marks for making that beat attack. I don't look for Dereglazova to make another counterattack for the rest of this bout.
Volpe made a really nice action. Dereglazova checking her weapon. She's thinking she's missing.
Quite a risk taken by Volpe there. She saw a little opening in Dereglazova's preparation as her feet are moving, but not yet her arm. Watch the watch on the right. Moving forward, her arm is back, and Volpe stepped in, scored a huge touch.
This is very clear for me, and I said this at the beginning of the first round. I think Volpe has studied Deroglasova after the Cairo World Cup and said, enough's enough. I'm going to come in here with a different tactic, and she's really showing herself here on the piece. Now within one of winning the Grand Prix. New weapon is going off target.
Credit to Volpe for changing the tempo of this bout, because early in the bout it did not look good for her. It was almost too easy for Deroglasova.
It's not over yet. Deroglasova still has a chance to tie it up.
Something might be wrong here with Volpe's weapon, because it looked like she went off target there without hitting Deroglasova, and it's happened a couple times, but the fencing continues.
Except for also Deroglazova's foil is going off. Sometimes there's a loose connection between the body cord and the foil that might cause an off-target light. Again, Deroglasova doing her counter post. The weapon is now failing.
Deroglasova has not made one of her patented long, explosive lunge attacks. And you wonder, has Volpe caused her not to, or has Deroglasova just chosen not to?
That could have been big right there.
Yeah, referee says simultaneous. Both started at the same time, no touch.
Oh, this is the tough part about the fencing equipment is this. At this point, maybe Deroglasova should probably change her weapon.
Well,
or a technician could come over.
They should come over, because clearly this is happening on the beating of the blade. There's no, Deroglazova's not hitting anything. So it's breaking the momentum of the bout.
Usually all the weapons are checked prior to coming to the finals so that we can avoid some of these things, but sometimes...
Well, during the course of battle, something comes loose or a wire breaks or something. It happens. Okay, here we are at crunch time.
So now we're going to try to change the weapon. I just want to take a second to say I think Volpe, if I were going to predict anything, has really been about making these, finding the time, and usually she will push to make some action, but she's sort of waiting for Deroglasova. And if Deroglasova does one thing, I'm going to make a long attack. If she does this other thing, I'm going to make a short attack. If she does another thing, I'm going to go back and parry post. I mean, she's very clear about these things and obviously has studied Deroglasova. She went in for the counterattack, Volpe. Deroglasova trying to make her attack off target.
Questionable action by Volpe. Bad luck by Deroglasova. She could have tied the score in that beat attack. Ask for the video. Yes.
I'm not sure if she has any videos left.
The referee says attack from the right from Deroglasova off target. Volpe said I took the blade, but the referee said no, you didn't.
I don't think I saw any blade action, Jeff, did you?
No.
Oh, Volpe chances it, takes a risk. I'm close enough. I'm going to get my arm out and make an attack off target.
Just missed, hit off target on the leg.
I'm feeling the tension, Jeff. Are you feeling the tension?
My
Volpe's
palms are
within
sweating.
one.
Yes.
Deroglazova's within one to tie.
Oh, again. So, Iris, here's the bottom line. Derek Glazov has beaten Volpe 9 out of 11 times. Volpe, obviously, is one touch from winning. If Derek Glazova ties up the score, you know that Volpe's going to start having some doubts because she has lost to her 9 of 11 times. I think this is the touch that she has to score to win this bout.
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Volpe today. I really think she did her homework. I'm going to say it over again. I think she did her homework. Trulini is a master tactician. Her coach knows how to beat people. If you put a video in front of her, and I know this because it happened to me. I fenced Trulini twice. I beat her, and then at the Olympic Games when it counted, she absolutely had my number. She just knew how to do it. And not just that, I know that she's got a coach that knows how to think fencing tactically. And also, you know, Derek Glazova reminds me a lot of Valentina Vezzali, someone who is very careful about all her steps. There's Giovanna Trulini, the person I'm talking about. She's an unbelievable tactician when it comes to foil. And, you know, it's obvious that Volpe went back home, talked to her coach and said, we're going to watch as much video as we need and start to come up with the plan. I think they did. And what I mean is that Volpe doesn't create actions. She's reacting to Derek Glazova. Is the distance close enough for that attack with my arm out? Can I make the counterattack? Should I make the remise? She's got a couple of things and a couple of moves she's very clear that she wants to make. Derek Glazova, I would never counter out, though.
If I'm Volpe, I'm going for the highest percentage action in my repertoire right now. This is the crucial touch. She doesn't want it to get tied up. I wouldn't look for any counterattacks and lucky touches. I would just say I'm going to go down swinging with my best action. Look how close the fencers are.
Unbelievable back and forth.
And Volpe did the right thing.
Derek Glazova.
She tried for counter riposte and missed.
Right.
She went for the winning action with a great move. She didn't get it.
Here we have it here, Jeff. Unbelievable back and forth.
Back, parry, counter riposte misses. And Derek Glazova scores on a very lucky remise of her riposte. Volpe tried.
This is how we want to end the day, with these superstars going head-to-head, 14-14. We're taking bets. Oh, I didn't even notice the time. We were watching and I didn't even notice the time. This is how much tension is in the room. Everybody is quiet and watching these two. What is going to happen next? And we're at 14-14, Jeff.
My prediction is Derek Glazova is going to go back to the well what worked in the early part of this bout. She's going to push Volpe with a short attack and look for the counter riposte. It's been very successful for Derek Glazova. What do you think, Iris?
Well, I'm watching Giovanna Trulini talk to Volpe, and I'm seeing a lot of hand motions about taking the blade. So we know that Derek Glazova likes to take the blade. I wonder how Volpe will kind of will avoid it, right? Trying to avoid it, moving her feet. When she takes the blade, it looks like she's saying, when she takes the blade, move your feet away so you can make the touch a remise or something else. Don't worry about the blade too much. I'm wondering. I'm sort of trying to interpret gestures here.
Well, I don't understand Italian, but I do understand their hand gestures.
Right.
So here we are, number 1 and number 2 in the world.
This is exactly what we want to see. This is a treat. We're in the third round, 14-14. Two of the biggest stars in fencing facing up each other.
Next touch wins.
And next touch wins at the Anaheim Grand Prix. I'm sweating, Jeff.
My palms are sweaty, but my philosophy is a 14-14. I'm going to win or lose with my best action. Wow.
Volpe goes for it. I haven't seen her do that in a while.
Good for Volpe. Derek Glazova dodged the bullet there. She was running out of options, running out of room. And lucky for her, Volpe hit off target.
Oh my goodness. Volpe goes for her touch, takes the risk again. Derek Glazova kind of steps back, makes counterattack, wins her first Grand Prix of the season. Both of these giant superstars fence an unbelievable bout for the crowd and for themselves. And they've now 1-1 in the season of Grand Prix.
I would say this, nerves of steel for Derek Glazova to
We'll
try.
see the last
Let's
touch
watch
here.
this. She almost goes off the strip, and she hits on a counterattack as she's retreating. We've seen her do that early in the day, but to do that at 14-14 for the gold medal touch, that takes nerves.
I mean, there's a lot of guts on that strip. Both of them put everything onto the piece tonight. And Volpe is very close to beating Derek Glazova. And I mean it when I said she really did her research, did her homework, and got close. And Derek Glazova is on notice. And up now, we have the finals that we never expected to happen. We have Tommaso Marini from Italy, a young, I think, 18-year-old Italian who is the junior European zonal champion with arms, 7 feet long, miles long. And Martine of France, who is 67th in the world, having a huge day, also with really fast arm, not as long, but really fast in with the feet. Let's see if Marini wins out with his length or Martine wins out with his fast legs and his arm.
It's going to be tough for Martine to attack Marini in the middle of the piece.
Marini, yep, Martine thinks it's his parry post, but won't ask for the video.
So in order for Martine to score in the attack, he has to either take Marini's blade and get him closer, or push Marini to the end of his side of the piece. If you attack right in the middle, Marini can just retreat with that and hit him on a counterattack, like that almost.
Wow, that was a nice action. Well done. Martine makes an attack, misses, and makes a remise, stepping in, closing the distance.
Let's watch Martine on the left. Beat attack, no. And the remise, the second action by Martine on the left.
I mean, that's another way against someone, if you're fencing a taller fencer, is to have that second intention, just to go in quickly with the second action.
And get in quickly inside the longer arm Marini, who can't get his arms free.
The arm judge, the assessor, says that Marini has covered target.
So that's a double whammy because Martine scores a touch and there's a penalty.
Here we can see it here. Is there an arm action? Yes. But Martine was able to get around it.
Good.
But yeah, that's a good call.
Good job on the replay. You can see covering the target there. And what that means is putting the arm, which is an invalid target, in front of the valid surface.
That was Bissell El Nagar as the assessor. There's a lot of quick blade action. I wasn't sure.
I think right now Marini's playing into Martine's game. He's way too close and inside. I look for him to lengthen the distance.
Nice attack. But I told you that Falcone was able to hit. And there's that bend in Martine's blade. I think he's probably done with that blade after this Grand Prix. But I was saying that with Falcone in the bout with Marini, was able to make these choppy attacks, and Martine makes those are his attacks, the choppy attack, and is able to land the actions where Falcone wasn't always able to do that.
Well, 2 times in a row, Martine just caught Marini napping and just made straight attacks right in the middle of the piece. Marini's got to keep moving up and down the piece and open the distance a little bit.
I think what's helping Martin too is that the tempo of his arm coming out is also a lot faster and sooner than a lot of the other fencers that Marini has fenced. Marini fenced Alexander Macialis and Facconi, beating them both, but Facconi and Macialis hold their arm back a little bit more. If you see, Martin actually gets his arm out a little bit sooner.
And here we go on the left.
Arm is out.
Feint attack. And Marini is not even taking a retreat. He's just looking for the parry. So when you do that, you're guessing curveball, and if Martin throws fastball, you're hit, and that's exactly what happened. Referee says a tackle fair by Martin. Martin is controlling every action right now. Until that one.
Because it also kind of spooks the other fencer too, of like, hey, watch your arm. Marini isn't able to make any of those counterattacks work and any of his sort of actions work because Martin gets his arm out.
Marini has to pick up his foot speed a little bit and open the distance.
Parry post, nice action.
And just a remise by Marini. You know what I'm saying? You have to at least try to do something like Derek Glazova would make the attack short, look for parry post. Marini just made a remise there.
But he hasn't had to do that kind of work before. His other actions have worked well, and now he has to make some different types of actions that he hasn't really done all day.
What a touch by Martin, one of the prettiest of the day. Marini makes an attack, looks to close in. Martin parries, sees an opening, makes the riposte. And here's the replay. Watch the parry. He looks for the opening.
Look at that.
And he finds the riposte.
Part of it, too, is he looks for his tempo, too. And he's waiting and waiting, makes a parry, Martin. And he waits, and then hits the target. I do think you're right that the distance isn't right for Marini.
But it's good that he's pushing now. He's not reacting. Up until now, he's been reacting a lot. Let Martin react to your actions. Now, the fencers, once they pass like that, usually the referee will say, hold, there's no touch after they pass. The question is here is who passed who?
So let's see the replay. I'm not sure.
That was borderline.
That's still Martin's attack. Marini isn't doing enough work to set up any sort of second tensions. His stuff isn't working. That's what I said to you before, is that, you know, he's young, he's got a couple of actions, but right now Martin is taking away his actions, and Marini is not really adjusting well enough.
But Iris, on that particular, Marini did a nice action, attack off fair, attack on the blade, because he did it from a slightly longer distance, and that's a good one. You should try that again.
Ooh.
So there,
He's getting a little fancy, Jeff.
he went for a highlight reel shot there with a jump parry riposte, didn't hit, and Marini hit on the remise the second. Here, let's watch Martin jump in the air, miss, and the remise scored. Actually, it was the second remise. The referee could have called halt there too.
Marini still within 4. That's still parry post by Martin. Martin's still looking for the covering target card.
That was an important enough target by Martin that he got that light on there, because
so the referee thinks it's, and then you see Martin actually acknowledging.
he tried to go into a shell there, into shrink into nothing, but Marini was able to find the counter post and hit.
He's got to keep working, Martin, if he wants to continue to lead.
Well, 8-2 became 8-5 pretty quickly here.
Okay, so that was a highlight reel right there. Remise behind the head.
Look at this. The referee says that Martin covered target, which is going to not only, that's going to negate his action, and he gets a yellow card.
You're allowed to step forward.
Yes, when you turn around like that and your back arm is in front of your target, you're covering target. You have to keep it up in the air. You can't block it like that. Okay, so now both fencers have yellow cards. Both fencers have covered target. There's been a lot of that going on. Let's see what happens if they clean it up.
I feel like Martin was much more focused at the beginning. Now Marini is within 2.
He's on a 4-0 run. Change the momentum of this bout in a hurry.
I'm not really sure if he changed a whole lot. Do you think? If Marini changed a whole lot?
Not really.
I think it's Martin who's making some mistakes right now, rather than Marini really changing any action.
Well, that's a mistake because Martin attacked from out of distance against a much longer
But
fencer.
Marini's now getting a red card for covering target.
So that's a double whammy. No, it's Marini. Okay, so that takes away his touch, and that gives a penalty touch for Martin. That could break the momentum in a hurry.
Martin back with the arm action, out early, because his tempo is also a little bit different.
Caught Marini napping on that one.
Couldn't make the parrier post. Marini made the remise.
So here's the much longer fencer, the much longer limbed fencer, Marini, inviting the infighting and scoring on it.
That's the second time we've sort of seen Martin get caught in the front foot, and we go to the replay. He's getting caught on his step forward.
Slow it down a little bit. Slow step, small first step.
And he misses. Marini makes the action and hits.
A tackle fair parry post, which means there's 2 blade actions. Beat attack from the right, a second beat or a parry from the left. No argument from Marini, no argument from his coach to press him. He's asking for the replay, but I agree with this. Martin made the first attack, which is parried.
Right.
Marini now has a small window of time to make an immediate riposte. Martin just continued with the reprise of his attack, or remise of the attack.
Martin now with the right of way, pulling his lead, 12-9 within 3.
Marini caught napping there. That's
I
too easy a touch.
Again, don't think Marini actually is changing anything. I think it's Martin when he kind of messes up a little bit, or takes a big step forward.
I would say you're right. Martin's controlling the dance here.
Like there, just he knows he shouldn't take such a big step forward. Makes a big step, is a little bit excited, knows, can taste the gold.
And Marini, I would not do that anymore, because next time Martin will take a shorter step and hit on the attack. I mean, no more counterattacks like that.
Unbelievable. I'm not even sure where he hit, Jeff, but Martin was able to get in close with those fast little steps and then get his arm out. It's very deceptive. You think he's close.
Does he hit under the arm? Let's see.
Where did he hit? He hits under the arm.
It's a great touch by Martin. 13-10. Time running out here in the period. Marini should get out of dodge here without any more touches against him.
Martin ahead, 13-10. He's had a commanding lead basically the whole bout. Marini making up a couple touches, but again, what do you think, Jeff?
The score is 13-10, so it's very close. But wouldn't you say that Martin has controlled the tempo the entire bout? Basically, he's been the provoker the whole time, and Marini's usually the reactor. So if Martin does what he does best, he should score the touch. What do you think?
I think so too. Martin's really the one with all he has the tactical advantage here. He's been making the touches. Marini has just been reacting and not really creating any touches or changing it up. He's still doing counterattacks. He's still trying his attacks, but he's only hitting if Martin makes a mistake. So a big step forward or too fast forward on his attack.
So in other words, you're saying that Marini is not provoking the mistake. Martin is doing it to himself.
He's just doing it to himself.
Yeah.
It's I guess some coaches call it an unforced error.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I think the key here for the rest of this bout here for Tommaso Marini is not even once again to try a counterattack. He cannot afford, with 2 touches away from Martin winning, to give away an easy counterattack in the middle of the piece.
Right.
Parry, step back, step in.
Exactly.
Just do something, but don't just do a straight counterattack.
Even trying it once will help switch it up a little bit. 13-10, Martin. That blade, I'm telling you, is...
So listen, Martin made a feint attack, or he stopped and then it's simultaneous. This can only go one of 2 ways. Attack from the left from Martin or simultaneous. The referee's going to say simultaneous, no touch.
She keeps the call.
Right.
I don't think Martin has any videos left. Still within 2. Martin just stays there, makes a counterattack, and just stops Marini in his tracks.
Well, sometimes like a fish taking a treble hook all the way down the throat.
Yeah, right.
Marini ate that one home. Martin really caught him in preparation.
Within 1 of winning today's prize.
And Martin made the attack, Marini made counterattack. You can't go down on a counterattack here. Anything but that. Asking for covering, no more challenges. That must be frustrating.
If I'm going to predict the last touch, it's Martin with an attack.
So no unforced error by Martin there. That's just a nice touch by Marini. Do it again. Step back, open the distance, make an attack. No counterattacks.
That was set up, though. Parry post.
2 beats.
Routine. Marini wants to go to video. He thinks it's his beat.
It was hard to hear if there were 2 beats.
Martin's already hugging his coach.
Clearly Marini took the beat attack.
I think Martin is going to have to retire that weapon. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, that's going to break. Referee
See what the referee says.
And there it is.
There you have your 2019 Anaheim Grand Prix champion, Martin, who started the day started the whole competition as 67th ranked in the world, now is a Grand Prix champion today. Did a great job. He's the only one that could stop Marini's long arm attack.
The bout was close. It was 15-11.
Parry approach. That was the last action. Beat, and then a parry by Martin, and a nice celebration. Unbelievable.
And there's your winner. He earned it. He fenced the best tactically here in the finals.
It was an unbelievable night tonight. We had, I mean, we couldn't have scripted it any better. You know, Jeff, with the women's foil, we had 2 of the top fencers.
Here's the beat attack. Oh, you can see it. There's 2 beats. There's a beat attack, and he took the blade right back. On that replay, you could see it clear as day. It was the correct call. It was the correct touch. It was a great winning touch by Martin.
He had an absolutely amazing day.
That's a different action. No, that was it. So we had a little bit of both today. A little bit of both today, Iris. We had the chalk on the women's side, number 1 and number 2, with number 1 Derek Lazova coming back from 13-14 to win. And here we just had 2 wild cards, so to speak, Martina Marini. And sometimes it's so refreshing to see a new person emerge as a Grand Prix champion. Certainly the greatest moment of his individual career.
I don't think we could have scripted tonight any better, Jeff. It was really exciting fencing, and this is just the warm-up to what's going to happen on the road to Tokyo. We're just in the warm-up stage. That real road to Tokyo starts in May, and these fencers are all, I mean, gearing up for it. That wraps up our broadcast for the evening. For the rest of the staff and Jeff Buchan's, I'm Ira Zimmerman. Thank you for joining us, and so long from Anaheim.